You've been lied to about procrastination. It's not a time problem, it's an emotional problem. For years, we've been told procrastination is about poor discipline, bad habits, lack of motivation. But modern psychology has flipped that completely. Researchers now agree chronic delay isn't a time management failure, it's an emotional regulation failure. When you put things off, your brain isn't choosing comfort over productivity. It's choosing avoidance over discomfort. And that changes everything about how you should fix it. Let's look at what actually happens inside your head when you avoid a task. Two regions go to war. First, the anterior cingulate cortex. It's the part of your brain that monitors conflict and predicts the emotional cost of starting. It sends out stress signals, dread, anxiety, mental friction. Then your limbic system takes over, specifically the amygdala and insula. They don't care about deadlines, they care about immediate threat response. So they push you toward anything that offers instant relief. Scrolling, snacking, organizing drawers. Not because you're lazy, because your nervous system is trying to self-soothe. You're not avoiding work, you're avoiding the feeling work creates. This is why self-help advice like just start, push through it, or use the 5-second rule often backfires because you can't logic your way out of an emotional loop. When cortisol is high and the limbic system is dominant, prefrontal cortex function drops by nearly 30%. You literally lose access to executive function. That's why staring at a blank document feels physically painful. It's not weak willpower, it's neurochemistry. Studies show that when researchers separate task avoidance from emotional discomfort, they find procrastination correlates more strongly with anxiety and perfectionism than with poor discipline. People don't delay because they don't care, they delay because they care too much about doing it right. Here is where it gets fascinating. Every time you procrastinate, your brain learns something dangerous. It wires itself to associate certain tasks with emotional pain. Next time the task appears, anticipation stress spikes before you even begin. That's called anticipatory anxiety. And the longer you wait, the heavier the debt becomes. Meanwhile, distraction gives you micro doses of dopamine, not real reward, just temporary nervous system quiet. But here is the trap. That quiet fades, and now you're left with the original task, plus guilt, time pressure, and higher stress. So your brain avoids it even more. It's not a moral failing. It's a feedback loop your nervous system built to protect you from perceived threat, even when there is no real danger. So if just start doesn't work, what does? Neuroscience and behavioral psychology point to 3 steps that actually rewire the loop. First, lower the barrier to entry, not by motivation, by friction reduction. Make starting stupidly small. Open the document. Type 1 sentence. Wear your running shoes. Don't aim for completion. Aim for action threshold crossing. Second, separate emotion from execution. Name it out loud. I'm avoiding this because it feels overwhelming. Labeling reduced amygdala activity by up to 30%. Third, pair the task with a low stakes reward, not punishment. Research shows anticipation of mild positive reinforcement rebuilds dopamine pathways around aversive tasks over time. You don't force yourself into work, You train your nervous system to stop feeling it. Here is the part most people miss. Procrastination isn't just avoidance. Sometimes it's protection. Studies show creative professionals who delay often experience incubation periods where their subconscious process complexity in the background. The trick is distinguishing productive incubation from emotional escape. Productive delay stays connected to the goal. Emotional delay severs it. One builds tension toward the deadline, the other builds dread toward yourself. And that's why tracking your emotional state before starting matters more than tracking your hours. You're not managing time, you're managing nervous system load. When you treat procrastination as data instead of defeat, everything shifts. We don't need more discipline, we need better emotional mapping. Your brain isn't broken. It's trying to protect you from discomfort it thinks you can't handle. Next time you avoid something, don't ask, why am I so lazy? Ask, what feeling am I running from? Answer that first. The work will follow. If this rewired how you see delay, drop emotion in the comments. I'll pin the top reply tomorrow. See you with the next video.